Welcome everyone. Today we will speak about the Muslim contribution in the non-cooperation movement. So Nihal, what actually made Gandhiji give call for the non-cooperation movement?
As we all know, the reason behind most of the movements during the freedom struggle was the same, that was total independence. But there were immediate reasons for Gandhiji declaring the non-cooperation movement. The major two were: one, the passing of Rowlatt Act in March 1919 by the British Raj, and the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in April 1919.
Yeah, the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Indeed, a dark day. So the viewers who don't know about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, thousands of Indians had gathered at the Jallianwala Bagh to celebrate Baisakhi and to protest against the arrest of Satyapal and Saifuddin. This happy celebration and a peaceful protest turned into a horrific massacre when General Dyer closed the gates of Jallianwala Bagh and shot at everyone present there. Many were injured, hundreds were killed. They were totally innocent, totally unarmed, and they were protesting silently too. But why were they killed? They were killed just because the government had banned the gathering of people. So moving from there, what exactly comes under the Rowlatt Act we have?
Rowlatt Act actually was a bill passed by the British Raj in order to shun the activists and freedom fighters who were continuously asking for independence. It suspended all the legal rights that were available to any prisoner. It suspended particularly to those who were arrested under the sedition charge. No legal remedies that were available to normal prisoners were now available to the prisoners who were arrested under the sedition charge.
Sounds familiar, right? UAPA?
Yeah, exactly. Something like the UAPA. The very sad part is that our forefathers were able to take such a big movement, a movement like the non-cooperation movement against the Rowlatt Act, which looks like a small piece of cake. Indeed, a very small piece of cake against the UAPA, and we are not even able to raise our voices. Leave raising our voices. We don't even know the ill effects of a law like the UAPA.
So going back to the non-cooperation movement. So as we know now, the non-cooperation movement aimed at self-governance and full independence. The name itself quite explains the movement. Zero cooperation with the British Raj. This movement is closely related to the Khilafat movement. The idea of this movement was opposed by Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal, Annie Besant, Muhammad Ali Jinnah and his Muslim League matters. The younger generation was quite thrilled about this. Gandhiji received extensive support from Muslim leaders as Maulana Mukhtar Ahmad Ansari, Hakim Ajmal Khan, Abbas Tayyibji, Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar and Maulana Shaukat Ali. So, under this non-cooperation movement, many Indians quit their jobs as civil servants. They gave back their awards received by the British government, and they even gave back the knighthood received by the Holy Queen herself. So Nisar Ahmad Khan was the first civil servant who quit his job under this movement. He was the superintendent in the postal and telegram department. He received a long imprisonment for his resignation.
As you earlier said, many from the legal profession quit their jobs. One among them was Mazharul Haq. He quit his job as a lawyer. Not only his job as a lawyer, but he also quit the Western lifestyle that he was living. Many students left the British schools. Not only that, he also started wearing khadi to symbolize the Swadeshi movement. He started a school by the name of Sadakat Ashram for the students who had left the British schools. Along with Ghulam Imam, Shah Ghafoor, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Chandrabansi Sahai, Maulana Abdul Bari, Rahim Bakshi, Khurshid Hassan and others, he travelled across the country and gathered support for this movement. He was a proficient speaker and he could gather people and call people towards his cause very easily. He was also a proficient writer. He had started a weekly by the name of Motherland, which was very much liked by the people.
So yeah, speaking about law occupation, Maulvi Shah Muhammad Zubair from Bihar, Hafiz Abdul Rahim from UP, Asaf Ali from Delhi, Aga Muhammad Safdar from Punjab, Hussain Ali from West Bengal. These were the prominent Muslim lawyers who quit their job under this movement. Tasadduq Ahmad Khan Sherwani joined the national movement and got imprisoned for the same.
Chaudhry Abdul Mateen led the non-cooperation movement and the Khilafat movement in Assam. He was the editor of a newspaper named Mummudi in Kolkata. He was also the member of the editorial board in an English newspaper, Forward, started by C.R. Das. He also started the weekly newspapers Jugaveri in Bengali and Assam Herald in English.
In Punjab, Aga Safdar was at the forefront in leading the non-cooperation movement. Even Gandhiji adored his work and wrote, Aga Safdar is an appreciable Muslim lawyer. He quit his law profession as soon as the Khilafat movement began. Sacrifice and simplicity could be seen in each of his actions.
Mian Haji Jan Muhammad Chaudhani led the same movement in Bombay Presidency. He had to lose a business contract that he had received from the British Raj for supporting the movement. Apart from him, Sayyid Abu Muhammad Ismail Hussain Shirazi from Bengal led the movement there. He was harassed and jailed by the Britishers. He was a very good poet. His books and his poems were banned.
Baluch Nayak Khan Abdul Samad, he was famously known as Baluch Gandhi. He established the Anjuman-e-Watan in 1920 under this movement. In the northwest frontier province, Ghazi Qabli Khan was arrested for opposing the Rowlatt Act in 1919. Muhammad Ashfaqullah Khan,
Yeah, all have heard his name.
obviously, from UP was arrested for his revolutionary activities. August 9, 1925, he, along with his friends, looted a train that was transporting government money, and he was sentenced to death for his act.
We will talk in detail about Ashfaqullah Khan in our coming videos.
And his relationship with Ram Prasad Bismil too.